As Rabbi said, I'm now arrived thanks to the gods. Thank you, Joe, for such an eloquent toast to all us lassies. It is, I believe, now my turn to make a response on behalf of the women present. I share Rabbi's sentiment when I say, and I won't even attempt a Scots accent or else David might declare, there's been another murder. Affliction's sons are brothers in distress, a brother to relieve. How exquisite the bliss. So, Joe, my lord, I know your noble ear, when ne'er assails in vain. Emboldened thus, I beg you'll hear your humble slave complain. When I was asked to prepare this speech, I wondered how to approach it. My first thought was to use humour, to hopefully get a rise from the audience. Well, with so many men wearing kilts, it would seem that it takes very little indeed to get a rise. Even despite the cold weather. I promised not to mention Andy at this point, so I won't.
Leave it.
She wouldn't.
Before I go any further, as this is the Lassies' response, I'd like to big up all the lassies here. Our host, the chief lassie. Although it's Burns night, if I were slurring, I might say it's Bumps night. Thank you, Christina. And whilst I'm on the subject, most of us here are writers. Celebrating another writer, it would be nice to think that perhaps in 200 years, future generations might celebrate a Wicks, Weir, or White Night. And I can't resist saying at that point that it would be all white, special night or otherwise. Or perhaps we might celebrate a Bates night. Although for most men present, research into the life of Master Bates probably present no great challenge for them. Sorry, John. Sorry, David.
You lost out on the prize right now.
Now, in finding a suitable way to respond to Mr. Weir and celebrate the women present in suitable style, might add that women are not necessarily the only ones wearing skirts tonight. Sorry, Steve. I need no further than the bard himself, or as he said, and before I read this, I must apologise because Joe read this earlier. But as we all know, men generally come first. And nature swears the lovely dears. Her noblest work she classes, oh. Her prentice hand she tried a man, and then she made the lasses, oh.
If you'd have showed me yours, then we would have come to some agreement.
As lassies, I think we're all well aware of our noble qualities. Not least the peace of mind that comes from wearing tights under our kilts to protect our modesty. As we know, Burns loved women. Although he didn't always protect his or their modesty, he was a man of the people. And though we're south of the border, we celebrate him not least because he had much in common with present company. He loved to write and he loved to drink. See social life and glee sit down, all joyous and unthinking, till quite transmogrified they're grown, debauchery and drinking. Oh, would they stay to calculate the eternal consequences, or more your dreaded hell to state, damnation of expenses. I know that Mr. Burns would be enchanted by and proud of all the lassies here tonight, and he might be surprised to see just how far women have moved towards equality. The fairer sex, yes, indeed we are. And whilst we might have more chance to join in debauchery and drinking, I might just be referring to myself there. We certainly have equal chance to contemplate damnation of expenses. So, with this wave of equality in mind, I thought it perhaps a good time to share with our fellow lads a little insights into the mysteries of being a woman. As we're all here to share a love of language, I thought it might be appropriate to translate a few key phrases commonly known as the words women use. Fine. This is the word women use to end an argument when they feel they're right and you need to shut up. Never use fine to describe how a woman looks. with those arguments. 5 minutes.
My favourite.
This is half an hour. It's equivalent to the 5 minutes that your football game is going to take before you take out the rubbish. So it's kind of even trade. Nothing. You know these, don't you? This means something.
Yeah.
And you should be on your toes. Nothing is usually used to describe the feeling a woman has of wanting to turn you inside out, upside down, and backwards. Nothing usually signifies an argument that will last 5 minutes and end with fine. Go ahead! This is a dare. One that will result in a woman getting upset over nothing and will end with the word fine. Thanks. A woman is thanking you. Do not faint, just say, you're welcome. So, on behalf of the Lassies, I say, thanks to Joe and all the lads. And
You're welcome.
like a passing away thought, she fled in light away.
Oh.